Get my Olfla blade. There they are. Oh, you get to see my legs. This thing is so big. This isn't going to be a long one. We're just going to open this up. I may not even open this all the way, because if this is not a Warren Davis edition, which, listen, okay, let's clarify this. I received the Warren Davis edition a few months back. This is the second half of the order. This is the Hubert edition. This is not the fancy Warren Davis edition. However, there were a few of these that were signed by Warren Davis. I should know right when I open it up if it was signed or not. The first one was not. I did not expect this one to be, but who knows? It could be like the Willy Wonka thing where like, oh, we had a couple extra. I don't assume this is, but we'll check it, right? I'll be very excited if it is, because the first one was not. So I'm going to cut off, well, first off, let me get this off of there so you don't see, oh God, the New Wave Toys logo. I just didn't want you to see my address on there. As you can tell, it's brand new. It just came in the mail today. But I will know soon enough if it is the signed one, because it should be already opened on the inside. We'll see. All right, to the one person who's seeing this, it's going to be me and you. All right. So far, so good. It has this cardboard piece in there. Hubert, beautiful. So far, don't know if it's been, you'll know on the inside if it's been retaped or not. This box is so big, even for 1/16. Oh, hey look, there's another piece of cardboard. There you go. All right, put this back up there. These are so big it won't even fit under my standard issue overhead. I have to, it's crazy. Look at it, they even gave me an extra piece of cardboard. Oh my God, that's so great. Look at this. All right, that goes in the box. Let's see if this is going to be, all right, here we go. Oh boy. There's no tape on it. You open you up. Come on, buddy. This thing is enormous, even for 1/16. There we go. Oh! All right, I know already that this is not signed because that is sealed like a mamma jamma. So hang on a sec. Pull you out of there. Ooh, you. I'm not, listen, I already lost a viewer because they were so disappointed. Don't lose sleep over it. All right, so this is the, wow. Now we did the last unboxing. I know everybody's disappointed. We did the last unboxing here a few months back, and we did the Warren Davis one. This is the one I wanted to keep because this is the one I'm more familiar with. Like, this is the one I saw in the arcade. The other one had the, you know, the swear words at the top. But this is the limited edition 1/16 replica, RepliCade from New Wave Toys. The challenge, the problem is that this doesn't have, this is not the Warren, this is not signed. And let me make 110% sure. Yeah. Now, I'm going to put it up to chat. Oh, very cool. Yours arrived today. Paul, I didn't even see you on there. Had a dream once about a vector system. Oh my God, you guys are the best. Holy crap, I'm seeing your text finally here. That's great. Okay. Paul, thank you so much for accepting my friend request. You earned my respect, which he might even be gone at this point, because Kevin, I know you're still there. Paul, you earned my respect with the comment about Jurassic Park today. I'm like, that sounds like somebody I should follow. Kevin, you're the best. You always are there for me on Twitter and on Facebook. Had a dream once about a vector system gone like this with Tempest and the like. Wow, the live CC got mamma jamma. Closed captioning, man. It's getting good. I remember when you had to manually do that stuff for, I don't think you're still manually keying that stuff in, but back in the day when you had to do that. Mamma jamma would be a human-based text only. So, question, should I open this or not? Because I know by opening it, I'm going to, because I don't know if I'm keeping these at all. I'm kind of liquidating my inventory. This is the one I did want for myself, but I really haven't played as much of this as I want. The value of this stays if I keep it sealed. If I open it up, yeah, because this doesn't have the signature on it. Home version, not gone version. Oh, see, you can't trust the auto CC to get it all. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. Kevin, I know you are there, but I really don't think I am going to unpack this because the last one I unpacked, I did it for, that one should have had the signature. This one definitely does not. And there's no reason for me to just kind of destroy whatever. I think there's $40. As soon as I open this up, $40 goes down the toilet. And since, well, now we have 3. So we put it to a vote. Since we have 3 viewers at this point, whoever wants to see this opened, you can make the decision for me. This is the one I wanted, but I won't open it up until, let's see, I'm going to give you guys 50 seconds to get in there vote. 2 people left already. So never mind. It's down to 1. Yeah, Paul, that's, yeah, I understand. I get into the same, I know exactly who we're talking about, but he's got back in the day when he used to write for magazines, I thought he was kind of like a jam car, like a wild card, and I kind of enjoyed that. But some of his stuff is pretty, there's a couple people that have gone that direction. Like, that's the reason I didn't get into gaming journalism. Do I play these? Yes, sort of. Actually, here, hang on a sec. While we're here, let me do this. They're perfect. Because, while we're here, I got this one. Let's do this. Whoa. This is the original, the original Dragon's Lair they had up there. Let's see if I can get this a top down. I'll do the top down. So embarrassing. I didn't expect to have company today. Yes, I do play these. They stay plugged in pretty much all the time because I use the coin-up machine. Actually, you know what I can do? Hang on a sec. Since I'm not doing the top-down, watch this nonsense. My top-down camera, it's not capturing these anyhow. So, get out of the way. There's the Dragon's Lair machine that is fully functional. It's powered up and everything. I have 2 quarters on there. My quarter's up. There you go. That's going to go through its process. There you go. New Wave Toys. I do play these. The challenge is, like, I don't have, I mean, this is the company I get, right? I've got 3 people watching this right now. So let's see. Oh, I do love this game so much. This one I play. You can do it. Yay. So yes, this one, Dragon's Lair. You have to be a bricklayer before you become a Dragon's Lair. Is that how it works? Yeah. I hear you, Paul. That's exactly why I was doing this with the Q-bert, because I have this one open, right? But I also have this one. Let's see. That I use daily. That charges all of my devices, as you can see. I'm legit on that one. But the games that I play, the machine that I'll play is this one, this Miss Pac-Man tabletop. But I've already got a backlog now. So it's getting out of control. Thank you, Paul. I appreciate it. And a Dragon's Lair, listen, that's what got me both into animation and to video games. So where our friend will go to the fight to the death for Jurassic Park, which is probably not that good anyhow. I don't know, but I haven't really enjoyed a Jurassic Park since the first one. Every other one, I'm like, it's a groan fest. Q-bert, Kevin, you've got to stop you got to stop spell checking the. You got to stop spell checking the CC, the closed captioning, because it's going to get a ton wrong. I still have a Pittsburgh accent occasionally, so it's really hard enough to get to understand what I'm saying, much less to have an AI doing it. Change machine, need to get it on seal time. Yeah, so the change machine I'd fully recommend. I fully recommend the change machine to anybody who just needs a charger. Really good. The New Wave Toys has a power bank that looks like an 80s Walkman that never ceases to get attention. That's great. I got them for my kids and myself and a friend. They are very popular. Like, you bring them out, they're like, whoa, where'd you get that? good conversation piece, something you're comfortable bringing out of the house at that price point, because those go on sale significantly. I think I got mine for, I think, $24 each, and then I used a coupon on that. So definitely recommend the power banks and the change machine, because I use those daily driver. I got the boom box. The boom box for my brother. I got it from my brother. It worked for me, but when I shipped it over to him, he's not tech savvy. He got the looks, the brain. He got everything else in the family, but not the tech side. He can't figure out how to get the Bluetooth to work properly. He says it's crackly or whatever. I don't know. I like 2 and 3 despite their issues. The world movies are a step too far in terms of crappiness. Yeah. Kevin, I will send you a link to that Walkman. It is super freaking awesome. The only problem now is that they think because of COVID and all this stuff, they're shipping straight from China. Let me see if I can do this. Can I shift to my screen so you can see what I'm... Yeah. Get out of here. I will send you a link. Shop. There it is. It's called a Hotline Power Bank. I would recommend. Yeah, they are $40 without any sale. They always go on sale. So they'll go on sale probably like our 1-year anniversary. Hang on a sec. Paste. This is not an affiliate link. I get nothing for this. There you go. I get nothing for those. I'm just sending it out there. It's very cool. They have pink, blue, and black. Black is probably the ultimate, but do not pay $40 for it. You can get it way less than that. The problem is that they ship from China, so it could be anywhere from 1 month to you never get it. Because we had one set of orders that never came through. So, yeah, Paul, again, I'm 2,500 miles away. I can't help him tech support that either, so that kind of sucks. But hey, Paul, I really appreciate 2 things. First off, you accepting my invite today. That was taking a risk. Appreciate it. Number 2, actually, I appreciate 3 things. Appreciate your views on, standing up for not promoting crap movies. That's a plus. And then number 3, letting me know that you're keeping your 1943 and Street Fighter in the box, because that's the way it should be if you're not using them. The original Q*bert, I know, Kevin, you need the yellow sports Walkman. That would be awesome. And I think somebody is actually doing the yellow Walkman already. It's not New Wave. So somebody else actually has that. So anyways, like my big push with these is I wanted to, Dragon's Lair is absolutely, that's one of my, it's not, I wish I could say favorite video games. It's really not. It's something in my life that I got introduced to it, and it brought me back into video games to a point, and it also helped me define what career I wanted, and that was animator, which I wound up doing. So Dragon's Lair has a lot to do with that. So definitely something I would take out of the box. Q*bert, not so much. My big thing on Q*bert is I used to play it in the arcade. Got a really good ColecoVision port of that at home. Played that to death at home. But yeah, it's like there's no real reason, no super nostalgia reason for me to have it. Q*bert. I can talk about Dylan Cuthbert. What does CC do with that? Qubit. No, it's going to Qubit's a unit of measure, so that's Q*bert's nephew or whatever that always comes down and changes the color blocks. So, end of the day, I'm going to keep that in this box. Hey, where are you guys off to?
George Rogers.
Oh, have a good time. All right. Bye, everybody. They're going to George Rogers Park. And I'm at home. Look at my son's a bigger jock than I am, ever was. It's crazy. So anyways, I appreciate you guys being there, watching me make the decision not to unbox. There's a couple other things. I'm going to be doing boxing. Paul, I got to get some more information about you, because I'm doing cataloging my entire video game collection. I usually do that in streams like this, but I've down 3 of 33 boxes, paper boxes full of game memorabilia. So that might be of interest to you. But that's Q*bert. I ordered them both at the same exact time. The Warren Davis edition came in, I think around Christmas. I think Warren Davis edition came in several months ago, and then this one just came in. I'm going to probably just bundle them together and sell them as a collective. Just, because I know somebody wants to do this. Unfortunately, I have unwrapped one of them. And yeah, if the other one was opened or was re-shrink wrapped, I'd open it up, but it's not. Poor Cuber probably won't get an Arcade 1-Up release, which makes RepliCade version cooler. Again, I wanted this one that had Cubert on it because it's a really awesome, I like the knocker and all that stuff. The one that would open up immediately is if they did a Sinistar, because I know that RepliCade would do a really good job. New Wave Toys would do a great job. Yes, Sinistar they would do, but I've got some inside information on that Sinistar. It's really interesting. I actually reached out to the creator of Sinistar because I was a huge fan of his, a guy named R.J. Michael. And that's been the greatest thing. When did the language shift from opening to something unboxing? Okay, yeah, unboxing has been around for a while. That's the terminology that's been around, I think, as long as, I think it's been, because we did a Tektronix video back in 2012. So it was a corporate video for Tektronix for one of those oscilloscope devices, the MD8000 or something. And they wanted us to film an unboxing. So they were calling it an unboxing. Oh, you never played Sinistar? Okay, so Paul, here's the deal. R.J. Michael, this is the one thing about social media that has been awesome. I've worked in video games since the 90s. And I've always, I have a big running joke with a lot of people that I know in the industry, like Chris Charla, who works at Microsoft. He works, I think he runs Xbox Live. Or ID at Xbox, sorry, that group. I've known him since 99. But every time I see him at E3 or any show, I'm like, hi, I don't know if you remember me, and I've been doing that now for 23 years. It's a running gag where I'm like, who knows who remembers me or whatever. I shifted back when people started calling vomiting. Check out my uneating video this weekend. That's good. Anyways, I love that social media allows me to reach out to the people that I've wanted to talk to. Like I've reached out to Leonard Herman, who did the Phoenix series of books. He's basically a historian. But I reached out to R.J. Michael. I've loved R.J. Michael's work because he did the Atari Lynx. He did board work on the Atari Lynx. And I believe he did board work on the 3DO. So, but before all that, he did Sinistar. Like that was his big game in the arcade. He had others, but that was his big one. So the R.J. Michael, I reached out to him via Facebook Messenger because he popped up. I became friends with him just by asking, and I'm connected to a bunch of other people like Trip Hawkins, who are connected to him. So he accepted. And so I reached out to him about, because I had already gotten to New Wave Toys. I was excited about getting another, if we could get Sinistar, that would be one that I would get. So when I talked to R.J. Michael, I said, hey, really big fan of your work. Everything I just told you. Love the Atari Lynx. Love what you did with the 3DO. You're you're just a freaking icon in this industry. You should be known by more people. Just a really great, seems like a really great guy. So then I asked him, hey, have you ever thought about making a replica of your machine, of your Sinistar? Because they would do, I know people who would do a good job of it, New Wave Toys, because the Sinistar was so great because it had stereo sound and it had, I think, a sub in it. 3DO is one of the greatest systems, Paul. Completely, it's overshadowed by the pricing debacle. But I got my Gold Star 3DO. I still have it right here. Got my Gold Star 3DO for, I think, $300 or $399, and I had an FC1 and FC10. So I had the Panasonic one. Both of them broke. That was my problem with them, not the price. It was that they were breaking. And I think I paid $599 for my FC1. What did you pay, if you don't mind me asking? Did you buy a 3DO in, 95? What did you pay, if you remember? I'm sure it was a lot, but it wasn't $799. I got to get my music, well, I'll find out. The 3DO is one of my favorite consoles of all time. It is freaking phenomenal. Dreamcast is the same, like really revolutionary platform, and it put more money in developers' hands. That was the glory of the 3DO. So the cost of the system, I don't, okay, another little issue is all of the good controllers didn't have a daisy chain port. Oh, so all of mine had the daisy chain port, but you're talking about the ones like the ones that had good hand grip, like the Sega adaptation, or they look like the Sega ones, the Genesis ones. Yeah. Ooh, Gex. Okay, Paul, I did an interview about Gex, a company I work for. Yeah, no, that sounds about right. So 500 is about between 499 and 599 was what the price is. If you got the narrow one, like the FZ10, that's the smaller one. The FZ, they cut costs on that, or they basically reduce parts. So that seems like that would be closer to the 399 or 499 price point. Gex was awesome. Anyways, let me finish the RJ Michael piece. When I talked to RJ Michael and I asked him about getting Sinistar made as a RepliCade, he goes, "Are you with those new wave folks?" And I said, "No, I am not with the new wave." But he immediately stopped talking to me at that point. And he stopped talking to me for months on Messenger. And I'm like, oh crap. What was that about? Like, apparently, maybe they were asking, but he knew who New Wave was, and he was not. As soon as he found out that, I didn't say I was, I didn't say I wasn't, he just stopped talking to me. So there's something there where either New Wave wanted to do it or they hounded. I'm not exactly sure what the deal was. But man, I wish the classic 3DO games would get published on modern consoles. Yes. And I just did that's good, Kat. Good work. The box that I just did last weekend had Cannon Fodder. It had a bunch of my 3DO. So yes, the best Samurai Showdown, home console Samurai Showdown up until recently, because it had the scaling in and out. It had best Street Fighter. It had, like, Road Rash was on there. That has not been handled properly. I love Cannon Fodder, but I love Need for Speed. I really still think they ought to redo Need for Speed, the original one, with modern day engine, because nobody would care. But by the way, CC, oh really? What the crap's that about? That's a bunch of crap. Why would they replace that that word with? That's not is it a swear word? I was brought up under far more strict or far more grotesque swear words than that. Crap seemed to be like a standard issue word in our house. Yes, the 6-button controllers, Paul. I did not know they didn't have the daisy chain ability, but it makes sense that they didn't, because shoot. Well, the thing I like about the controllers, I think I'm remembering this right. Let me make sure. Give me a second, because I got my 3DO right here. I'm not even lying. I got my 3DO right here. Okay. 3DO controller. So, by the way, CC, okay, got it. So 3DO controller, this one has the port in the top and even the cap. Yep, I am correct. You ready for this? Look at this nonsense. So this is the little cap. I put this down. 3DO controller, watch this nonsense. This is one of the reasons I love Commodore 64 as well. Okay, so this is very gross. Hang on a sec. Oh, my cat. My cat got rid of my, here we go. Here's what we got. Atari 2600 controller. And we've got the same ports. Oh, there it is. So you could plug an Atari 2600 controller into a 3DO controller. Ding. And you could plug an Atari 2600 controller into a Commodore 64 because it used the same pin layout. It's kind of like a SCSI. Like, this was kind of a standard from, what, 77, 78, whatever the heck it was. And this was, what, 94, 95. So they were using the standards. It would be like using USB back in the day, or SCSI. It would be like using SCSI back in the day. Extra cost to out. Okay. Yeah, I miss Iron Angel. Oh, Iron Angel of the Apocalypse, yes. And Tripped. Remember that game as well? Believe it or not, I did not have either of those in my collection. And I got rid of a couple. strangely enough, I got rid of the Jurassic Park game. No, sorry, that was Sega CD. Sega CD. Apologies, that was not 3DO. Extra cost to in the daisy chain board, many manufacturers. Yeah, so the thing is that it was on the controller manufacturer's part, because it's not like this was kind of what I was getting at. This wasn't doing anything spectacular. It was using effectively the standard that'd been around forever. It's just those 6-button controllers. They were using one type of port, and you're right, it's a cost-cutting measure because they didn't want to buy another, like it added cost to it, and they're like, who's going to want a daisy chain 6-button controller? Oh my God, I bought up. Oh no, wait, whoa, Kevin, what did you buy SCSI-wise today? I bought up SCSI. What SCSI did you buy? I am looking for a SCSI PC because I've got to dump some orb discs. Oh my God, you brought up SCSI. I apologize. I didn't mean to get that excited. I've just been trying to I've got a bunch of SCSI drives, orb, zip, and these other drives that I've been trying to port to, just dump the data so I can put them up on, have a digital archive of them. And I have the drives, I have the cables, everything's in mint and working shape. I don't have a computer or any way to dump SCSI to modern machines. And I have machines going back to, 2000, and still, well, yeah, it's 2000. Sorry, that's right. What year is that? Hang on. 2002, 2003 was the year my daughter was born. So I should know that one. Anyways, I can't find a card that fits a PC. Second off, there's SCSI to USB, but they are ridiculously expensive. SCSI to USB is like, I think it was $168 to start, and I wasn't even sure if that would work because a lot of these are parallel SCSI, so it's something I did not expect to relearn. So I've been trying to find people who know SCSI or have a SCSI-enabled device that I can be like, hey, can I just plug something into your computer so I can have viruses or anything? Got to be something there for you to find. Yeah, so I've been to like Think or Free Geek. That's here in town. They recycle a lot of equipment. And the guy's like, oh yeah, we've seen that problem before. And the solution is to find somebody that has a device, because the USB problem is also SCSI was like, could send a lot of data. It had like, I think 24 ports, 24 pins. And going to USB, it's going to USB 1. And so you're going from like a fire hydrant into it's not so much a water, like an eyedropper, but you're going from a fat pipe down to a freaking nub. And it's not coming faster through that. It's basically getting bottlenecked, and you're going to get sectors that don't come through. So I'm just looking for somebody with SCSI. I got so excited. All right. So I think I got my thanks out of the way. Thank you for sitting here listening to me. You guys haven't been able to, you've been chatting but not able to talk. I need to do this where it's two-way because this is kind of silly. I have a way to do that, but I should be able to do it here. Oh, I can. I can invite guests all the time. I can. I'm new to Restream. There you go. Feel free. I know you were just here just to sit and watch, but again, I'll throw out the option. It's out there. So I covered RJ Michael, Warren Davis, unboxing, arcades, how non-athletic I am. Yeah, I think I got everything. But yeah, Paul, I definitely want to talk to you about 3DO stuff, because that machine is absolutely one of my fave machines of all time. And I mentioned a lot of mainstream games. My favorite game probably on the system, hands down, was Return Fire. And Return Fire is still, strangely enough, I talked about Chris Charla early in this episode. Chris Charla used to be the editor of Next Generation magazine. I'm even more. I would doubt it. My son made me do push-ups a couple weeks ago, and I've been on disability ever since. So, yeah, I'm like, oh, my arm hurts. Like the guy, is it in Caddyshack? He's like, oh, my arm, I think it's broken. That's how it's been for about 3 weeks. Yes, that is correct. So, Paul, you bring up the exact thing I was saying about Chris Charla and myself. Chris worked for Next Generation Magazine. I worked with him at that time, and we both had a fondness for it. And when, like, both of us, like, he works at ID at Xbox. He is working with devs. And when then Steve Jobs came back to Apple and started rolling out the iPhone, so 2007-ish, 2008, I actually wrote to him with an idea of like porting old games over there. I wrote and sent a package of this, never got anything back, but like I was saying, you could take advantage of emulation. I was a little ahead of the game, I think. But yeah, Return Fire needs a sequel. I think and if you look at the success of games that are online now, like shoot, oh good lord, oh my god, I'm going to kick my own butt for not knowing this. Like Killer Queen or Queen Bee is one of them. Oh my god, I got it on my Switch. I'm so embarrassed. I'm embarrassed for me. Hang on a sec. Oh. Give me a second, dog. I see ya. Let me get rid of the overlay so you don't have to see that. Boop, boop, boop. Get rid of the overlay. There. So, disconnected. Great, I'm already dead. So the game I am thinking about, there's a bunch of games that are multiplayer, like Warlords type games. And let's see. Towerfall, there it is. Towerfall is one of these type of games where it's more like multiplayer and a battle. It's kind of like Warlords, but you're able to move around. But space war type games. I think Return Fire is capture the flag, but you have different vehicles that have different attributes. So you would have a tank that's able to blow holes in walls and drive through. I think it's also able to lay mines. I think a tank was able to do, or is that or it might be just a mine dropper. Like there were 4 vehicles. You had a helicopter, then you had a Jeep, then you had a tank, and then you had this, I think it was a mine dropper. And all of them had their own special ability. So if you were down to just your mine dropper, capturing a flag with that, it's slow, it's lumbering, it's an easy target. So you can be pelted away by a helicopter, and you aren't lined up to take it down. You know what? Mech Warrior, that's the other one. Mech Warrior was awesome in this regard, where you could do an elemental battle where you have the biggest mech in the game. I think it was called the Ragnarok, and it was versus the smallest character in the game, the smallest, and it was basically a self-propelled jetpack. And so having those type of matches really, you're like you're gonna lose 99% of the time with those little mechs, but when you combine together and blow up one of those big things, it's freaking awesome. It's amazing. Good to hear your memories. It's been so long since I played that, and I don't remember the specifics. I'm sure I've not thought of Warlords in over 30 years. Well, Warlords got a re-release in the arcade as a tabletop recently. I don't know where everybody is. Starfighter is pretty fun too. Very imaginative and indie. Xbox, yep. I think you're right. I do remember seeing that. Xbox Live sequel or demo for sequel. Yes, I do remember that. I don't know if I've actually played the modern iteration. There's a ton of new arcades out, depending on where you are. There's a Japanese arcade called Round One, I think. Round One Arcade. Yes, it is. So we have a bunch of them out here on the West Coast. And with that, you have a bunch of new, so older games that have been modernized. And actually, what's really interesting, and I've talked about this with Anthony, who has the podcast with me. What's really interesting is if you go to one of these arcades, they're very high end. They look great. They're really worth the time if you have one around you. Round One. If you go in there, you'll see machines that you're like, I didn't know this existed. Like you'll see a Tomb Raider shooter. You're like, I didn't know they ever made a Tomb Raider shooter. Well, they likely didn't, and had nothing to do with it. Squaresoft licensed out Tomb Raider to a company that makes these cabinets, and the cabinet maker actually has their own architecture, their own framework. So they'll ask Squaresoft, do you want to take part and do you want to have an arcade game? They're like, Tomb Raider's an arcade. They're like, we would love to take your property and turn it into a game. No cost to you. We'll pay the license. We'll pay the whatever the fees for the licensing for it. You get an arcade game out of it that utilizes the same assets as Tomb Raider. So they'll get the digital 3D assets from like the Tomb Raider reboot, and they'll use those and they'll skin the characters in this 3D, kind of like an Unreal, or, you know, I don't know what the architecture is. I didn't see Unreal Engine on the arcade machine, and I think they would have to do that. So it's probably some other engine that they're using, I'm not sure. But they're taking game assets and rebuilding games that have nothing to do with the original. Like, I think Capcom still makes their own arcades and works with people to make their own arcades, but there's a ton of games by Squaresoft in these arcades, and you're like, never knew. Arcade 1-Up sells a Pong table that has 4-player Warlords on it. Warlords is the greatest FU game. I love that game so much. With the paddle controllers as a kid, one of my favorite things, and I'm sure you guys remember this, even with not seeing it for 30 years, when you could, those modern games, there's also newer. There's a new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles fighter came out 2 days ago, or within the last week. And it's getting great reviews for a brawler. It's like the old Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle arcade, but they said it's faithful to the original in terms of graphics, but it has all the modern day amenities for beat 'em ups. So they've taken a game and preserved its look, but given it a lot more capabilities, which is pretty slick. Warlord's one of my favorite things, and having it on the Atari, you would play with your family. You'd have the paddle controllers, but you could turn one way or the other, one way. Yeah, I reviewed Shredder's Revenge. I absolutely, Paul, where is that posted? Please share it, because I will absolutely, I mean, I'll look at it on Facebook, but where are you working? Where are these reviewed? Even if you're doing it personal, I'd love to see it. But playing Warlords, you would, try to bash open one side, and there was definitely always a stronger side with the controller, like, because it would wobble. But if you turned too quick, you could bring that ball in and blow up your own castle. And I remember that happening time and again, and that is so great. I am the lead editor at Co-Optimus. Holy, well, that makes your accepting of me on Facebook even greater. Jeez, oh man. I had no idea we were in the midst of greatness at this point. I'm just here not opening up Qbert boxes, and I had no idea. I'm going to go Co-Optimus. Your prime source for co-op gaming. Holy crap, that is awesome. I got it. Shredder's Revenge. There you are. 6 players. I got it. Copy. Oh, you already did it. I found it too. Perfect. Well, oh wait, there's 2 of them. Holy cow, wait a minute. Is that the same one? Let's see. I'm really proud of this one. Well, you should be. $24.39 Shredder's Revenge co-op review. Let me get that. Shredder's Revenge co-op review. That's awesome. I cannot wait to read that. And it was, what was the number? Sorry. It was 2439. We're a Tinder website, tiny website compared to what you probably deal with on the regular. No, don't do, there's no regular for me anymore. I am not I didn't know I could do this too. Oh, I can read it if I double tap it. That's hilarious. So no, I get all of my stuff from like Morning Project or radio.morningproject.com. I get a lot of stuff from Twitter these days. I get, oh, you know where I get a lot of stuff? I'm about to lose a lot of respect in there. Sorry. TikTok. Because if you follow the right people, you'll start to see people who are in your interest. And so at first my kids were like, I got into TikTok legitimately by working. I work with I do charity work with Double Plus. That's what it is. So I was doing a college fundraiser back in April with the University of Oklahoma. And at the end of it, all of the college age kids were like, hey, what's your Instagram? And I'm like, I don't use Instagram. And they're like, oh, really? And they're like, do you have TikTok? And I'm like, I do not, like an elite, like, I do not use TikTok. Dude, yeah, I know. That's exactly it. That's exactly what I said in April, right? I do not use TikTok. These eyes will not gaze upon the TikTok. And they said, well, you better, because if you want to work with college students or if you want to work with colleges, you better have some footprint in one of those social spaces. Otherwise, they won't want to work with you. I'm like, well, why is that? And they're like, because it's about transparency and having skin in the game. That's kind of how skin in the game is my term. It's transparency is what they said, because they said if they look you up and they cannot find anything on you, they will not work with you at all. And I said, well, what if the only thing out there was nudes of me, which would be horrific. That would be like the end of the internet at that point if there were nudes of me. And they said, we'd rather work with somebody who has leaked nudes than somebody that has no profile at all. And I was like, I was shocked that was the perception. And I'm like, oh my God, are we in that 60s era where, like, in the 1960s, they were saying, don't trust anybody in a suit and don't trust anybody over 30. Like, don't trust anybody without a TikTok account. Okay. So I got on TikTok, and everything that I did right out of the gate, hey, Kevin, if you're still there, let me know if this gets censored out. I got on TikTok, never been on TikTok before, never did anything on it. Signed up, slide, boobs, slide, butt, boobs, boobs, like just people like not fully exposed, but like it was like being on Twitch after dark, right? It was like, so I showed my wife and my kids at the time, and they're like, ours isn't like that. I'm like, mine is all like that. So once I started dialing it in to the people that I wanted, and I only follow a few people, but once I dialed into it, I'm like, oh shoot, I can get information on very specific things. So I used to go to, was it Silicon Era back in the day? That was like one of my favorite places to go. I used to go to like, well, Leak Sang, and that's a shop, but I used to go to these places that I'd trust. But I can't trust any mainstream. I don't trust Kotaku. I don't trust Polygon. I don't trust IG. I don't trust any of those. Like, I like some people at EGM, but not enough to trust everybody at EGM. Actually, at a point a couple of years ago, pre-COVID, the best gaming news I saw being published out there was from Forbes. And it's because Forbes actually brought in people who were very, very passionate about gaming. I think they hired somebody who was very, very passionate about gaming, and then he wound up, or she wound up reaching out and pulling in all these people. I like the orange TikToks the best. Yes. And they're only 1.5 calories. Is that right? Yeah, Silicon Arrow is awesome, or was awesome. I have not been there for a while. They're good. They've always been good. And then Leak Sang, yeah, it's sad to see them. That was a great shop. So was Byrite out of North Carolina. I bought a bunch of Saturn and Dreamcast stuff from there. Let's see, what is the other news source that I get right now? With gaming, again, it's almost all social media right now. And that's why I'm like happy that what's weird is on Facebook, I've kind of avoided Facebook, but I'm connected to more game people, like Trip Hawkins. I'm on there with him. I'm on there with RJ Michael. I'm on there with I'm on there with right now with Paul Acevedo. Is it Acevedo? Acevedo. Is it Ace? Is it Hard Ace? It should be. So Acevedo, and is that Italian? Because if it is Italian and I'm mispronouncing it, my family will disown me. Because I know Bauer's not Italian, but the other 50% is. It's a Masolo. And Bruno. Nice one, Kevin. What do you got, Kevin? Oh, you in the one hat? Okay, there we go. So, end of the day, I can't. Oh wait, we're at Tint website now. Okay, here we go. So everybody knows. Acevedo. That is a perfect phonetic for that. If I got it right, then it's perfect because I Acevedo. I love it. Bauer is farmer, correct. And Neil is champion. So champion farmer. So top that. Don't ask me anything about farming because I am the antithesis of my namesake. Whereas Paul was talking about he's not athletic. My ability to farm is probably there in the same spectrum as like not having worked out in a while. If my ancestors, that's the thing I realized, like if ghosts were a thing, that's why I don't believe in ghosts. You can't. Because, oh wait. Oh, Avocado. What? Avocado. Hang on a sec. Let me go back. Let me get it right. Acevedo. Acevedo. Is it ve? Then is it Acevedo? I've got to get this. This has now become a personal vendetta of me. Acevedo. Or Acevedo. 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 Vedo. Like Eddie Vedder. Acevedo. Did you say Eddie Vedder? I did. I was on a Acevedo. There we go. Perfect. You tell your fiance thank you for letting you be on here this long. It's wonderful. I appreciate it. Anyways, saying something about Bauer and Farmer Kevin. I'll finish this anecdote up and then I'll leave. Yes, I'll leave on a positive, on a high note, and I'll leave that up there so people know that I'm not making it up. Bauer, Farmer. Well, I can't remember. It's not even worth it. So I'm going to do another unboxing of a game box this weekend coming up. But for now, I'm going to leave this. If there's anything else I can answer for anybody, please do. But much appreciated. Thank you guys. You made my day by being on here. I really appreciate it. All right. Have a great afternoon. Really appreciate all of your feedback. This has been one of the best streams I've had, like impromptu, because I actually had some interaction. Love it. You guys have a great day, and gals, if you're out there. Much appreciated. Hey, and be sure to read that review on cooptimus.tv. It's the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Shredder's Revenge. I will put a link in. Hang on a sec. Oh, it's already on. You know what? They already did the work. Caught me wrapping up for dinner. This was dessert. Oh, you're so nice, Kevin. So great. All right, everybody take a look at that review, the Shredder's Revenge review. I'm looking forward to it myself. There it is. Perfect. And you all have a great rest of your afternoon or evening or morning.